Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 9 p.m. English news edition brought to you live from RTD channel. The top stories of tonight are 4,000 people empowered in the fight against gender-based violence. Official launch of the Djibouti Women Parliamentarians Caucus marks an historic step for equality. And on the international scene at Rafah, civilians can cross, but essential humanitarian aid remains blocked. Those were the top stories, and welcome back in our newsroom. We begin tonight news with the Djibouti launches the Women's Parliamentarians Caucus. The National Assembly of Djibouti officially launched the caucus of women MPs of Djibouti today under the chairmanship of the Speaker of the Parliament, Dileita Mohamed Dileita. The ceremony was attended by the Minister of Women and Family, representative of technical and financial partners including UNDP, UNICEF and UNFPA, as well as members of the diplomatic corps, notably the French representation. In his opening address, the President of the National Assembly welcomed the establishment of the CFPD, describing it as a historic milestone in strengthening democracy, equality and inclusive governance in the Republic of Djibouti. He did not fail to pay the vibrant tribute to the commitment of the First Lady, President of the UNFD, Khadra Mahmoud Haid, highlighting her decisive role in promoting the rights of women and girls in the country. He emphasized that the creation of the Women MPs caucus fully aligns with the long-standing vision and action championed by the First Lady in support of women's empowerment and inclusive governance. And under the leadership and constant vision of the First Lady Khadra Mahmoud Haida, the cause of women in Djibouti has moved from symbolism to concrete action. Her commitment has helped make equality and women's participation a national priority now firmly embedded within our institutions. Taking the floor in turn, the MP Naima Bulhan, President of the Caucus of Women Parliamentarians of Djibouti, stated that the CFPD is not merely a network but an organized framework for advocacy, decision making, and collective action aimed at amplifying women's participation in decision making bodies and public life. Taking the floor, the Minister of Women and Family, Muna Osman Adan, welcomed the initiative, highlighting that women's role in political life has become a significant legislative force capable of transforming the lives of female citizens across the country. She emphasized that the participation of women in governance is no longer exceptional but a driving factor in development, in national development. According to the minister, the caucus represents a structure and enduring mechanism to support gender equality, promote inclusive governance, and ensure that women's voices are meaningfully represented in decision-making process. She also underlined the importance of continuing to empower women economically, socially, and politically to achieve sustainable progress in line with Djibouti Vision 2035. And in turn, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Dileita Mohamed Dileita, noted that the event represents a historic step toward strengthening democracy and equality in Djibouti, reaffirming the country's commitment to enhancing women's role in political life and decision making at both national and regional levels. He emphasized that Parliament must be an inclusive space where women are not only represented but fully active in shaping the decisions that determine the nation's future. He added that it is their responsibility to carry this vision into the heart of legislative work, oversee government actions, and represent the citizens effectively. Djibouti National Assembly hosts a French delegation to strengthen parliamentary dialogue. And as part of effort to enhance parliamentary dialogue between the Republic of Djibouti and the French Republic, the National Assembly of Djibouti hosted a working visit on Monday afternoon by a delegation from the French Institute for Advanced National Defense Studies. The delegation included French deputies, senior officials, military officials, and media representatives. The meeting, chaired by MP Safia Elmi, first Vice President of the National Assembly, brought together members of the Djibouti France Friendship Group and the chairs of the standing committees. In her opening remarks, MP Safia Elmi Jibril welcomed the IHDN delegation and emphasized the importance of parliamentary dialogue as a key driver of trust, stability, and sustainable cooperation, particularly in the regional and international context marked by significant security and strategic challenges. And following the meeting, the delegation was given a guided tour of the National Chamber and committee rooms. Both sides reaffirmed their shared commitment to continue and deepen parliamentary cooperation between the two countries, Djibouti and France, in support of peace, stability, and mutual interest. And at the conclusion of the visit, the French MPs did not fail to praise the quality of the discussion and the high level of discussions. They emphasized the importance of such meetings in reinforcing democratic values, fostering a culture of dialogue, and supporting constructive parliamentary debates between legislative institutions, thereby reinforcing cooperation and partnership between the two nations. The MPs also expressed hope that this exchange will serve as a model for further regional parliamentary collaboration. Moving on now to the next story, as part of the military cooperation between the Republic of Djibouti and the European Union, the Minister of Defense in charge of parliamentary relations, Hassan Omar Mohammed, accompanied by General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, Chief of Staff of the Djiboutian Armed Forces, received yesterday morning at the officers' hotel Hassan Basoma Hassan, General Shan Clancy, chairperson of the European Union Military Committee. On this occasion, both parties emphasized the importance of ongoing project, which reflects the strength and quality of the existing partnership, and expressed their shared commitment to further strengthen this cooperation. Furthermore, in light of current security challenges in border areas, the discussion highlighted the need to enhance joint coordination. The two sides also reaffirmed the importance of reinforcing mutual cooperation between the European Union and the Republic of Djibouti through balanced and coordinated exchanges. They concluded by agreeing to maintain regular strategic dialogue to ensure continued progress on joint initiative. Both parties stressed that this strengthened cooperation contributes not only to regional security but also to border stability and development in the Horn of Africa. Still with the national news, Djibouti concludes a project supporting women's resilience against gender-based violence. Yesterday, the Minister of Women and Family, Muna Osman Aden, presided over the closing ceremony of the project supporting the resilience of women and their communities in combating gender-based violence. The project was designed to respond to gender-based violence and focus on three main objectives: improving access for girls and women to skills development and livelihood support, raising awareness and mobilizing communities to combat gender-based violence in target areas, and enhancing the quality of psychological, psychosocial counseling services provided to survivors of gender-based violence. Funded by the government of Japan and managed by the World Bank, the project benefited around 4,000 people in the commune of Balbala and Blue House. Among beneficiaries, 1,000 girls participated in the economic empowerment program, receiving financial support to start small business. A total of 537 small projects were launched across the two municipalities with total investment reaching $1 million. This component of the project was implemented by Hovan Office, the community mobilization campaign led by the National Union of Jewish Women, which more than 3,000 men and women in the two communes, emphasizing the central role of local communities in preventing gender-based violence. The project also strengthens psychosocial support services for survivors, training theory psychologists from the Ministry of Health, UNFD, and the social services of the Ministry of Women and Family in a new treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder. Speaking on the occasion, the counselor at the Japanese embassy praised the initiative highlighting Japan's continued commitment to supporting women's resilience and empowerment in Djibouti. He underlined the importance of international partnership in addressing gender-based violence and fostering sustainable development at the community level. Meanwhile, the World Bank representative Fatou Fall emphasized the crucial role of the project in promoting economic opportunities and social protection for women and girls. She did not fail to note that the project's success demonstrates the impact of coordinated effort between governments, international partners, and local organizations in combating gender-based violence. And still with the national news, the Minister of Education emphasized that investing in women and girls in a national priority as they are key drivers of societal development. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mustafa Mohamud, did not fail to highlight the importance of supporting educational and skills program to empower young women and girls, enabling them to actively contribute to the country's economic and social progress as well. Meanwhile, the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Robli Abdilli, expressed satisfaction with the project's achievement, noting that strengthening psychosocial support services for survivors of gender-based violence is important for the well-being of communities. The minister stressed the importance of continued collaboration between health services, local organizations, and international partners to address gender-based violence effectively. For her part, the Minister of Women and Family, Muna Osman Adan, welcomed the achievement of the project and emphasized its positive impact on women and communities in combating gender-based violence. She highlighted the project's role in improving access to skills, development, and livelihood for girls and women, raising community awareness, and strengthening psychosocial support services for survivors. The minister also stressed that the success were made possible through effective collaboration between government ministries, local organizations, and international partners as well. The Ministry of Health, in close collaboration with the National Union of Jewish Women and the Global Alliance for Vaccines and Immunization, known as Gavi, launched today a two-day multi-stakeholder training workshop focused on community mobilization to enhance routine immunization programs, including vaccination against the human papilloma virus. The workshop was jointly opened by Mohammed Ali Mohammed, Secretary General of the Ministry of Health, and Ruqiyya Yusuf, Deputy Secretary General of the UNFD, in the presence of union staff, technical and financial partners, and representatives involved in the national immunization program. The workshop brings together representatives from a civil society organization, local officials, and community leaders from the National Union of Jewish Women. It aims to strengthen their capacity on community awareness, increase public engagement with the vaccination program, and support public health protection, particularly for women and girls. The Secretary General of the Ministry of Health, Mohammed Ali Mohammed, took the floor to explain that the human papillomavirus vaccine was introduced in Djibouti in December 2025. He noted that the vaccine is one of the most effective tools for protecting young girls against cervical cancer, a serious but preventable disease. He also highlighted that the vaccine is already widely used in many countries around the world, where it has proven highly successful in reducing cases of this type of cancer and safeguarding girls' long-term health. Muhammad Ali added that the introduction of the vaccine is part of the ministry's broader strategy to reinforce preventive health measures and protect the community from avoidable disease. Other news, the chairperson of the Djibouti Port and Free Zones Authority, Abu Bakr Umar Hadi, received yesterday a delegation from the Institute for Advanced Studies in National Security, headed by Admiral John Hauserman. The visit took place as part of effort to strengthen bilateral cooperation and exchange expertise in maritime and defense sectors. The meeting took place at the Djibouti Old Port Shipyard, known as DSRI, where the delegation had the opportunity to view the facilities and capabilities. The shipyard is 270 meters long and 36 meters wide, with a lifting capacity of up to 20,000 tons, making it the largest shipyard in the Red Sea and East Africa. Following the visit, a detailed technical presentation was given on the shipyard's capabilities, along with an explanation of the services provided by the company responsible for supplying fuel to ships transiting the Red Sea. The Port and Free Zones Authority offers an integrated model covering port operations, logistics, fueling, and ship repair. In his address, Abu Bakr Umar Hadi highlighted the deep historical ties between France and the port of Djibouti, recalling the opening of the Suez Canal in 1869 and the construction of the railway line between Djibouti and Addis Ababa between 1897 and 1917. He also emphasized Djibouti's strategic role as a support base for the French Navy, including a dedicated berth for naval operations in the Red Sea and the Indian Ocean, providing comprehensive logistical services such as fuel supplies and secure facilities for French vessels during their port calls. Over the years, the port of Djibouti has received significant French naval assets such as the aircraft carrier Clemenceau, Foch, and Charles de Gaulle, as well as sovereign-class submarines. This reflects the strength and continuity of maritime cooperation between Djibouti and France, promoting freedom of trade and navigation. This cooperation also extends to Djibouti and its allies, ensuring the security of maritime navigation in the Red Sea region. Taking the floor, the chairperson of Djibouti Port and Free Zones Authority, Abu Bakr Umar Hadi, did not fail to highlight that the development of maritime port and ship repair capabilities strengthen Djibouti's position as a regional hub for maritime transport and logistics, supporting the national economy and creating jobs opportunities for local youth. The chairperson of Djibouti and Port Free Zones Authority also pressed the role of international partnerships and technical expertise exchange and maritime training, noting that such visits help to reinforce strategic cooperation. He finally concluded. Djibouti Anti-Corruption Commission engaged school students in awareness campaign. Combat corruption, the National Independent Commission for the Prevention and Fight Against Corruption launched last week a series of awareness activities targeting students in public and private primary school across the capital. These field activities reach approximately 12 schools, aiming to introduce students to the values of integrity, honesty, and civic responsibility from an early age. The campaign culminated on Monday with an open day and educational event for two primary schools, Jelebetel and Al Malab, held at the CNI PLC headquarters. During the event, students toured the Commission's office and services, receiving detailed explanation of its mission, powers, and activities. And at the end of the visit, the students presented two educational sketches. And at the conclusion of the visit, the student presented educational sketch performances inspired by materials prepared by the Commission. Combining entertainment and learning, this performance provided a concrete illustration of the danger of corruption and the importance of honesty and integrity in daily life, allowing the young participant to absorb and convey the message through a meaningful life scene. The chairperson of the National Independent Commission for the Prevention and Fight Against Corruption, Badriya Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, praised the dedication of the students and their teachers, noting that young people are at the heart of the fight against corruption. She emphasized that raising awareness from an early age helps from a conscious, honest, and responsible generation capable of building a fairer and more prosperous future for the Republic of Djibouti.
Pour avoir un avantage n'est pas juste ce qui compte, c'est l'effort et le mérite.
And to conclude with the national news, Djibouti Customs seized cat smuggling at PK 51 as part of ongoing effort to combat illicit trade. Customs authorities intercepted a shipment of cat hidden in the roof of a truck at PK 51. The seized goods were destroyed on site, underscoring the authorities' firm commitment to eliminating illegal activities that undermine economic stability. The operation aims not only to deter traffickers but also to raise public awareness about the harmful impact of such practices on the national economy. Mr. Yahya, head of the mobile customs team, emphasized that the authorities remain relentless in the fight against illicit trade and will continue to pursue traffickers. Turning now to the world news, Israel announced partial reopening of the Rafah crossing with Egypt, allowing only people to pass while blocking humanitarian aid. The reopening will take place after the ongoing military operation to locate the last Israeli hostage, with Israel retaining full control over security. Gaza is facing a severe humanitarian crisis with the shortage of food, medicine, and fuel, threatening civilians, especially the sick and displaced persons. So that's it for the news. Thanks for being with us. Stay tuned for more program on RTD channel.